Ah, yes. Another Wendy's run, another late night video. So, guys, come on. You guys know, I don't know how long he's going to stick around because I enjoy the self-portraits that I get to draw in the opening, but time for a discussion video because it's super late and I'm hungry. And this would be the replacement of the car videos. I just love being able to mount my phone on the thing and just talk to it. It makes the lonely rides by myself all the better. Alright, so, conversation time. It's okay to not want to go to locals because of Spyral format. I'm a prime example of this. So, we actually had locals on Saturday, and granted I went to bed late and I didn't want to go because of Spyral format. Well, that's my poor man's excuse. I just don't want to deal with infinite mirror matches, and I don't want to deal with pendulum magician. God, I sound like your stereotypical fat guy. I don't want to do this. Mom! Bring me a toilet paper. I don't want to walk down to the other room shamefully. Moral of the story, Tier 0 formats make people not want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, there's your video, kids. Thanks for what? No, just kidding. Alright, yeah, Tier 0 formats, they take it out of a lot of people because a lot of people just, they don't want to deal with them. They don't want to sit here and try to beat the meta. Now, here's the great part about Tier 0 formats. Tier 0 formats bring out this really weird group of people, in which I am a member of. They're called the Meta Busters. And the Meta Busters is what I'm calling them for this video. You guys might never hear that term again because I'll never remember it. But they're the group of people that they take the challenge with the rogue. And they're the people that step up to the plate. And they're like, you know what? I'm not going to have this shit, you little evil, super cheating agent man. And their goal is to find a formula, no matter what it is, that beats the meta. And I did this for years with gadgets. And this is one of the cool things that I actually admire about this game. No matter how shitty the format, no matter how bad it is, someone out there is going to try to concoct some sort of strategy. Get it? Cucked. Someone's going to try to make some sort of strategy that allows them to attempt to play the game. Now, they might not get in on the best record. They might get in on a solid X2 because their strategy wasn't foolproof, you know? Nothing in life is consistent. I will tell you, the amount of times that I wish that I could have just had the God formula, it doesn't exist. You're not gonna find a fucking foolproof strategy that will get you a 100% win rate unless you're actually playing the 100% win rate deck. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, each person has their own thing. I mean, I enjoyed Teledad during Teledad format. It's not necessarily a bad thing to want to be on, you know, the winning side of the table. But if you're one of those people that gets a greater satisfaction out of literally beating the metagame, then that's for you. You have to make that call. But when you've played against a Tier 0 format for as long as I have, your poor, tattered, battered soul gets destroyed every single time that you have to step up and fight it. And, you know, I just don't have it in me anymore. I did see a gadget deck the other day that was playing Fireball's resolution effect to keep summoning gadgets to get additional links to continue on with your plays. Now that was actually really cool. I actually really enjoyed that, and I'll probably do a discussion on that at some point. Gadgets, they have a viable option with the Crestron Link monster and the Plant monster, but I mean, who doesn't? If you can make Naturia Beast in an actual board with like Firewall and Trigate to like protect you, yeah, you're gonna have an immensely good time. That's just kind of what it goes to. But anyway, back to the Meta Busters. Meta Busters, you don't have to be consistent. These are kind of the people that they do the whole homebrewed thing, and they're really looking to make their fame just by being the meta. And I feel like Ed was one of those people at Deception, having played from Dallas. Ed went in with his Invoke deck. I'm pretty sure I've used this example in a lot of videos, but he changed the entire Invoked concept as a lot of people knew it. Relied on the hand traps to beat the metagame, and he did what he set out to do. He conquered with his own strategy, and sure, it was a spin on things, but I mean, people need to stop saying that innovation is just, well, innovation and tech are basically hand in hand. And people love to make that argument, I swear, at every point in the current game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But Robbie, innovation is much different. No, playing a tech card and having success with it is literally the exact same thing to me. It did what it needed to do for you. It granted you a win, and it made your life much easier. That's literally what tech and innovation are. If no one else thought of it, yeah, same shit, different day. People have their opinions, but just putting that puppy down right now. We've arrived at our destination. What would you like? Oh, sorry, you'll be hearing that in a second. Gotta love food. Alright, so, moral of the story, guys. If you don't want to play Tier 0 formats, don't play your Tier 0 formats. Moral of the story, though, don't be angry because it's Tier 0. Just take a breather for a little bit, like I'm doing right now. Ooh, food. What do I want? Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you for choosing Wings. What can I get for you?
Can I get a number 2, please? Large size of Coke, no ice. Ketchup and onion only on the sandwich. Chili cheese fries instead of the regular fries. And a junior bacon cheeseburger with no tomato and onion. And that'll be it.
W1170, thank you.
Alright, thank you. Dun 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 dun. Alright, so now that we've actually discussed that it's okay to want to take a break, now that I have nom-noms, it's time to discuss the flip side of the equation. Dun 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 dun! Someone approached me the other day and said, how do I prevent my locals from dying out because of Tier 0 formats? You really can't stop the progress of what other people want to do. Now, you are probably the reason that this happened because you finally got sick of being that guy playing just the Tier 2 deck. You got sick of losing, and you actually wanted to start winning. And that's perfectly fine, but you're probably the cause as to why your locals has gone to shit, because now all the other casual players, because you finally picked up Spyral because your Tier 2 deck became a Tier 1 deck. And now you're the reason why your locals is dying. I've actually had this story happen. This is actually a real event that has happened with a few locals, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But the reality of the situation is, you know, if a locals player base is going to start declining, sure, you can keep trying to keep it together, but you can't be the essential linchpin that holds everything together, because you're just going to put enormous stress on yourself. Now, this is a different story. This is for locals that are maybe 8 to 12 people. And sure, that's not bad. You know, all things must come to an end. And the other thing is, things come in cycles. But if everyone's complaining about you playing a Tier 0 deck, you either keep playing Tier 0 format and keep destroying the locals and keep doing you, or you convince that player base that metas evolve and to be patient. You know, we've had 1 or 2 players in my locals that they don't really care. You know, they're there for the challenge, and it's very good to see that. I like that mentality that people are there for the challenge of beating the decks. And, you know, you're only going to get better the more you try and the more that you formulate these quote-unquote straight. But Robbie, it's a Tier 0 format. Yes and no. If London can have 25 only Spirals and 7 Rogue decks, those are 7 people that performed well with Rogue, especially the Burning Abyss guy that got to top 8. Yeah, that's saying something. That proves that innovation and strategies can exist, or maybe the guy just got hella lucky. You never know. But luck is a variable factor in this game. You know, it is what it is to a lot of people. So keep that in mind. You know, the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's an ever-changing beast. What applies one day might not apply the next. You need to understand that when you're playing it, or when you're formulating your strategies. Right, duelist? So, moral of the story. If your locals is dying because of Tier 0 formats, ask if they want to have a fun format tournament. You know, work with these things. You know, I've never heard a room full of Spyral players go, yeah, we would love to have a format where, you know, Tier 1 is banned. You know, I'm not saying create total alternative formats, because that shit'll take over, but you gotta keep people in reality. But I mean, like, having a traditional night. Say your locals meets every Tuesday or Wednesday, okay? ask if one of those 4 times you can, you know, have a traditional tournament. To spicing things up. If you don't want traditional, then, you know, maybe have a night where you have a box tournament. You know, be more rewarding to the people playing it, or, you know, have a custom night. There are plenty of levels of things that people can do that can spice and things up, much like a relationship. Here's your relationship advice for the day, people. Talk to your significant other, just like you should talk to your player base. Having a love life and playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, maintaining communities, they're literally the exact same shit. Communication, communication, communication. If something's not working out and you're both holding back, well, your relationship's gonna fail, just like your Yu-Gi-Oh! Community is going to. Isn't it actually amazing seeing, like, how much similarities they're having? Speaking of similarities, if you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, isn't siding a side deck card for 2 matchups better than siding a side deck card for 1 matchup? Why would you side Hanawada when you can side evenly matched for Trickstars? Just a fun little discussion. You know what else evenly matched beats? Pendulum Magician. You know what you're doing? Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. These are things that I don't think a lot of people tend to grasp. Just like whole relationship things. So yeah, moral of the story, if your player base is complaining about spirals, talk to them. I'm sure they're going to tell you the same thing that they should tell you. But we don't want spirals to go away. Make it stop. Please, thank you. And then, you know, if you're playing spirals and you want to take a break from locals, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Take a breather. You know, don't bog yourself down. You know, too much of one thing, it's not necessarily bad. Take a breather for a day or 2, clear your mind, go sell your deck. Banlist is coming. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah in the streets. Spirals. Poor super agent. We knew you well. Just kidding. I don't know when we're getting an actual list. Well, we'll get some sort of update check this month. But yeah, guys, come on, Blue Shirt Squad. Show me some love. I am arriving back home at my final destination to engorge myself in the fair treats that I have absorbed. Number 2's best sandwich. Alright, guys. Deuces.